Hello and welcome back to Your Wealth Story. If you haven't seen the introduction video, you can check it out in our profile. Otherwise, let's dive right in. So we're talking about wealth archetypes, universal patterns of being or behavior that directly determine how wealthy you become. And the first archetype we're going to be covering is the visionary. The visionary is all about bringing something new into existence. They value ideation and visioning, that is, coming up with original ideas and crafting the vision for others so that it can become a reality. Just think about people like Steve Jobs, Einstein, Da Vinci, or even Picasso, people who have significantly contributed to humanity through sheer ingenuity and challenging the status quo. Visionaries have extraordinary intuitive abilities, seeing the invisible threads of innovation and then crafting them into compelling creative visions that become reality. However, the price they pay is often chaos, resistance, self-doubt, and a string of unfinished projects that never grace our awareness. So the question is, how do you know if you're a visionary? Well, if you know your Myers-Briggs profile, then you may be a ENTP or an INFP, because it's about rapid ideation, novelty-driven creation, values-led vision, and purpose-based creation that drives you forward. You tend to use future-oriented language such as how do we, what if, and imagine as part of your vernacular, as it creates a sense of possibility and potential. You may have expressive eyebrows or wider set eyes, which suggest bigger picture thinking, or long slender fingers which indicate intuition, or even spaced out handwriting that has strong initial strokes that show great initiation energy but not necessarily finishing energy. Behaviorally, you're always talking ideas, seeing possibilities and potential rather than what's reality. You may be often told that you have your head in the clouds or that you need to focus, but in reality, your mind is just wired to make new connections. So what kind of path or career generates wealth flow for a visionary? You can be an entrepreneur, a creative director, a conceptual designer, an author, an innovation consultant. Whatever you are, you must have autonomy about how and what to create and be allowed to exercise your imagination. The less red tape, the better. In the end, the visionary becomes an unstoppable force when they're allowed to swim in the sea of infinite possibilities whilst transforming the world through a tsunami of innovation. Because in doing so, they discover more than just ideas. They find meaning hidden in the undercurrent of life that drives humanity forward. I'll see you next week for the next archetype. Peace.